Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video and to a new 2 million credit time trial challenge on Gran Turismo 7. We are at Laguna Seca and we are in the Corvette C8 and we are on sports medium tires, so we've got some grip, but it's still a slidey boy and you need to brake early in this one. And speaking of early, I am late to the party. With this video I wasn't able to do the time trial challenge right away, but I still would like to give you my first impressions, and in this case first impressions and then some. So you know what?
Somebody stop me!
So let's get straight into this one. So this is 7 o'clock in the evening, 10 hours after the time trial challenge went live. I'm picking up my prize for the Group 2 challenge and we are jumping into this one for the first time. And this is my first wobbly attempt to get the car around the track for a lap. First thing I do is completely miss the final corner. Really need to get used to the brakes. It's always a bit awkward when you start the first lap. Here I definitely brake too late. I did watch Key's guide and know there's a small brake marker on the wall you can use, but I completely forgot about that. I also forgot where to brake for this corner, so I missed that corner as well. But as we're coming in to the following corner, I actually managed to find an apex.
And there was much rejoicing.
But that might have been just pure luck, so we carry on. Now we're coming into this left-hander and I'm going in way too deep. I was trying to brake right around the red bridge, but still going into deep. This corner I actually managed to survive, and that was a bit of a rarity, to be honest. Now the corkscrew, and here I am coming in at a weird angle, so that compromises my exit, rather slow exit. And now the final sector, and this is where I usually can either gain or lose a lot of time, often so much that I don't even know how to brake for the final corner because my brake pointer is varying so much. But we survived, even though I didn't get the car turned in properly and I missed the final corner by a mile. But let's just get the car across the line. That's a 1:35.9, so there is definitely plenty of room for improvement. I'm not as far off turn 1 this time, but still going in too deep. But we carry on, and here I have to brake at the start of the curb. I think really tricky to get the car around that corner, in my opinion. Have to be so patient and find a late apex and all those fancy things. This corner is a bit better and things are looking okay. So we carry on, but unfortunately at the end of the lap I fail to get the car turned in. I end up on the sand, so we need to restart. I also still have to remember where to brake for the hairpin, so we restart once again. I would really like to get those early easy improvements in now before the grindy part begins. So we are going in a bit deep, but at least we can get an okay exit out of the hairpin. And can I get the car turned in this time? I think so. Being nice and patient, don't touch that sausage curb. And now the following corner, exiting in 4th gear. It's looking okay. And this time I managed to get the car turned in early enough, catch that inside part of the corner where there's more grip. And I am so scared through this corner, so that was actually rather slow. And now the corkscrew, down to 2nd gear, back up to 3rd. Be careful on the power because the car goes light as you go over the crest there. And I'm taking a bit too wide line. I can take a more narrow line, I think. And now let's try to, still missing that apex and I'm running wide. And let's get the car around the final corner. I'm coming in a bit too tight. You only want to skim that sausage curb, but we take 2.5 seconds off our time and we carry on. But now I am going off the track at this particular corner, the scary corner. Only getting in a small improvement here, so we just have to carry on. Can we get around the hairpin at the start this time? We sort of get the right line, but I exit in the wrong gear. You need to exit in 3rd gear. 2nd gear just runs out almost immediately, so that cost me some time. We are making our way around this corner, a bit slightly on the exit, and here unfortunately I hit the sausage curb, so that heavily unsettles my car. So The delta isn't looking too good, but on the other hand, I'm not as slow through this corner as I was earlier, and also doing an okay job through the corkscrew. And last but not least, the final sector, I get a more tight line, stay off the curbs though, but I get a good run out of this corner, and that made a lot of difference on this lap. So let's just make it around the final corner. Once again, maybe a bit too close to that sausage curb, but we are going across the line in a 132.3 and I brake too late. So let's get out of this and have a look at where we are at. Still only a silver. I need to improve some more. So we start again, and I think, yeah, we got in a small improvement, but that's not enough. I also get a nice spin on the sand. I try to keep my foot in it, even though it's not even worth it. I will have dirty tires for half a lap. So still only a silver, but this lap I think I worked off a decent chunk. So making our way around the hairpin and remembering to exit in third gear, stay off that sausage curb, god damn it. And being nice and patient around this corner, just let the car rotate so you can get on the power without going off the track. And yeah, exiting in fourth gear, using a bit of third to get the car turned in. You can also just do it in fourth, I think, and I managed to get the tight line around this corner so I can get nicely on the power up the hill. And there's a 3 board. I am braking but need to get off the brakes so the car can turn as it goes over the crest. That's really my nemesis corner, that one. And now the corkscrew, along with other nemesis corners, to be honest. But yeah, through the corkscrew, and let's just keep the car sort of tight to this corner. And I cannot remember if I get an okay run through this corner. I managed to find an apex, not the best run, but a decent run. And now just the final corner, missing the apex by quite a bit, but we are going across the line in 131.7, and at that time of the day that was a goal time. It maybe isn't a goal time anymore. And I tried to carry on for a few laps, and on this lap I was actually working off some time. The delta was looking good, and we are making our way around the corner here. Not the best exit, and especially towards the end of the lap the time was looking good, but unfortunately you can see now the car starts to slide on me, and coming into this final right-hander I completely mess it up and I go on the sand and the car goes sideways, and a lot of my gain time just disappeared. So we are making our way around the final corner, and we only managed to improve by 1/100th of a second. So it's time to park the car in the wall and have a look. So we've got a goal time. I've used half an hour, and yeah, it's not really a safe enough goal time. So we carry on. I got in a very small improvement, and a few laps later I actually managed to get in a decent improvement. We are staying on board here. We are finding both apexes, widening the line around the hairpin so I get a decent exit out of there. Just be patient, let the car rotate, get on the power. And the same goes for this one. Just make sure, oops, I actually had to make a last minute decision to go across the sausage curb instead. That's not recommendable. Can we find the, yeah, we found the apex, found the inside and the tight line. Now up the hill looking for the 3 board, get on the brakes but ease off the brakes so the car can turn, and just be patient, get the car around that corner up the hill. Braking at that white line on the left into the corkscrew, and looking for that gap between the trees to just go straight for that, then you can make the corner. And yeah, we are making our way around. And am I braking early enough and getting the car turned in? Yes, we are okay for now. And now just the final corner. Unfortunately, almost a tradition. I missed the apex at the final corner, but we are going across the line, and it is a 131.427, which is exactly the same as the engine displacement in one of the iconic Chevrolet V8 engines from the past. So in that geeky way, you could say that that was the perfect time to end on. I've almost used my hour as well, so it might be time to say, but no, we carry on. I almost tumbled down the rabbit hole. This is almost another hour into this one, and I was starting to get stubborn. Braking at that white mark on the wall, as Key pointed out in his video, this is a bit too tight around the hairpin. I didn't widen the line enough to get a good exit out of there. You can see the Ghost is running away, but I am being patient around this corner. Also a bit slidey. I wasn't even knowing that I was on a better lap that I had been on previously, so I definitely want to go back to this and get a bit more focused. I was starting to get tired. Braking around the red bridge, finding the inside line, using some of that weird aggressive downshifting to get the car stopped and turned in. And now we're looking for the 3 board, getting on the brakes, getting off the brakes so the car can turn. Now coming up the hill, I'm looking for the white line on the left hand side. We're braking now, and as I'm coming into the corkscrew, I'm looking for the gap between the trees there to know where the straight line out of the corkscrew is, because you can't see where you're going until you are there. Making our way around the left-hander, not running too wide. Can we find the inside line? Yeah, and we are exiting in 4th gear. Now the final corner, braking at the start of the curb there, and I am getting the car around the corner. A bit slow exit, but we are going across the finish line in a 131.116, so that was a decent improvement. And I was trying to keep going, but the sausage curve got me, and I decided it was time to just give this a rest. I will get back to this one also in VR to see what I can do, but this is an okay time for now. This is a fun challenge. I'm not really good at Laguna Seca, but I think the car is fun to drive, so I will give this some more time. I hope you enjoyed the video, found it entertaining, and maybe even somewhat useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.